Disclaimer, I am sick, so be warned for the very large possibility of my voice being slightly nasalier than usual. Nasalier. Is that a word? Probably not, but it should be. Hello my fellow oddities, and welcome to another design ranking video. Today we will once again be re-ranking the designs of a character that we've already covered previously. Last time we did Scorpion, so it just makes sense to next cover the Cryomancer we all know and love, the only character to feature in every single mainline Mortal Kombat game, Sub-Zero. And of course, today also happens to be the greatest day of the year, the one where we can all channel our true inner spooky selves, Halloween, so I think maybe I should switch into something a little bit more fitting. Much better. But first, before we get into the ranking, let's reiterate the rules for anyone who hasn't seen the previous videos. The first rule is that I'll only be ranking designs from Mortal Kombat games, which means no comics, movies, or cartoons, or any other games that Sub-Zero may have been a part of, such as NBA Jam. The second rule is that I will not be ranking any repeated or reused designs, which means no recreated classic costumes from the later games, and nothing from Mortal Kombat Armageddon. The third rule is for Mortal Kombat 11 only, and it's how I will only be ranking designs featured in the story mode, since MK11 has a lot of designs that just aren't worth talking about. And the fourth and final rule is that there will be no Mortal Kombat Mobile. Why? How many times do I have to tell you? Because it's Mortal Kombat Mobile. Now without further ado, let's rank all 32 of Sub-Zero's designs, and I'm gonna slide this mask down because it's nearly choking me. At number 32, we have the Mortal Kombat 1 Chaos design, and you know what, I'm gonna just say, at number 31, I have the other Chaos design. They are basically the exact same, just one is based on the base design, and the other is based on the Order of Light design. They suck. The colors suck, the mohawk sucks, these designs should come back in the next game. Said no one ever. At number 30, I have the Mortal Kombat Deception alternate design. This is just an obvious pick to be here. This is probably the most infamous bad Mortal Kombat alternate design. Most people's problem is with the Goro ponytail, and yeah, that's the worst part of the design. But I also think the rest of it is pretty trash too. The outfit is so baggy, has barely any blue on it, and I think the white skin just does not go well with this design at all. I already don't really like when Kuai Liang has the white skin, but with how much of his head is visible on this one, it doesn't even look like he's Cole, but more like he's undead or a ghost of some kind. At number 29, I have the Mortal Kombat X Cyber Sub-Zero design. Oh yeah, I should probably mention I'm also ranking these Cyber Sub-Zero designs in this video. This just sucks all around. Firstly, it's just a recolored version of Smoke, which is disappointing since Cyber Sub had a pretty cool design in MK9. No pun intended. But it's not a huge deal since Cyber Sub was just a secret fourth variation, so they didn't have to create a full new model for him. But the problem comes in with the color. This is awful, potentially the worst offender when it comes to MKX's desaturation of its designs. The nice, bright blue and light gray of the original Cyber Sub design is replaced with dark cyan and dark gray. Why? Even the other cyber designs from this game don't have it this bad, and so I have no idea what they were thinking with this one. At number 28, I have the Mortal Kombat 1 Day of the Dead design. This one's low for the same reason the Scorpion one was low in the last video, though that one I like a little bit less just because there was potential there and they botched it, but this one's just there and whatever. At number 27, I have the Order of Darkness design from Mortal Kombat 1. This one, I mean, just look at it. Way over designed, doesn't really fit Bi-Han at all. The pure white eyes look really off. You can have Sub-Zero with the white eyes and pale skin, but never just have one or the other since it usually looks pretty weird. But yeah, way too armory, way too many spikes and things that just overcrowd the whole thing. At number 26, I have the MKX Cold War design. This one is definitely better than the Scorpion Cold War one since I feel Sub-Zero just fits the aesthetic better. You know, with it being the Cold War. I'll stop with the puns. But still, overall, I'm not huge on the gimmicky designs, and generally, they don't fit the characters too well. At number 25, I have the Mortal Kombat 4 alternate design. Sub kind of has two alternates in this game. The one here is just his default with frozen arms and legs. The frozen arms are always cool, and I don't know if I can think of a design with the frozen arms that isn't awesome, besides this one. The frozen legs, That just looks weird, especially since it goes so high up, making it look like Sub-Zero is wearing blue thigh highs. I think if you want a more frozen looking Sub-Zero, there are definitely better ways to do it than this. At number 24, we have the Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance default design. Most people remember his alternate more because this one is kind of lame. This one is an updated, modernized for the time version of his MK3 design with one major change: his age. Now, there is a reason for this since the Dragon Medallion sped up his aging, but just because there's a reason for a design to look dumb doesn't mean it's not dumb. And I doubt most people would prefer to play as an old Sub-Zero. I do like how the scar is blue though, and I think I prefer that than it being red with like blood and stuff. At number 23, I feel this opinion gets more and more unpopular as time goes on, I have the Mortal Kombat X default. I've heard people say this design fits Bi-Han more than Kwai, and while I do kinda agree, I don't really like it for either of them. The vest looks like one of those puffy jackets that Marty McFly wears in Back to the Future. The mask blends into the rest of the hood, and the whole design is just way too gray for me since MKX refuses to have anything just be fully black. The blue color isn't ideal, but it is better than a lot of what's in MKX, and yeah, I've never really liked this one at all, but to each their own. At number 22, I have the MK9 Classic Cyber design. Now obviously the Classic Cyber design is amazing, but I don't really like this one since a lot of what makes those designs great in the more modern games is the nostalgia. But since this one isn't really nostalgic, since Cyber Sub-Zero didn't exist in the classic era, it doesn't really have that same effect and kind of looks out of place. And also the color of blue they have is not as bad as it is with Cyber Sub and MKX, but it's still not great and should be a brighter, more saturated color. At number 21, I have the Mortal Kombat 3 design. I'm not a huge fan of the unmasked sub designs. I do like how it separates Kwai Lang from Bi-Han, but I wish they did that in more subtle ways since this I think is too much of a variation from the classic ninja look. The original MK3 one also does look really goofy compared to a lot of the other classic designs which do hold up a lot better. I also really don't like the hair. It looks too basic and doesn't really fit a character who is a Chinese assassin. What I'm saying is that his hair makes him look too white. Also, it definitely doesn't help that this design was brought into Mortal Kombat 1 and... At number 20, I have the unmasked MK4 design. This one is literally just his MK4 default without a mask. It looks a little less goofy than the MK3 one, but he still looks too white, and it's a little lame that the only other difference from his default are these blue stripes on his pants that just look weird. At number 19, I have his Mortal Kombat 1 Order of Light design. This is pretty similar to his default, having the same sort of structure, whereas the specific details are changed. The biggest change for me are the colors. This one is a lighter whitish blue, which doesn't look awful, but for Bi-Han looks a little too, I don't know what the word would be, preppy. It looks like he cares too much about looking professional. Other than that, it's just kind of a generic looking design that doesn't serve any other purpose than to pad his skin count. At number 18, I have the MK9 alternate or the Bi-Han design. I've always thought this one was really lame compared to the one Kwai gets or the Noob Saibot default. It feels like they realized last minute that they needed to add a different outfit for Bi-Han to wear, so just slapped something together so that they had something. It doesn't really make any sort of effort to add anything that shows character or anything that makes him look intimidating the way Bi-Han should. I do like though how this one makes Bi-Han a little bit more wide or broody compared to Kwai. I don't know why it looks like that, but it does and I like it. At number 17, I have the MKX Grandmaster design, which is very similar to the Deadly Alliance default, but he's not old anymore and he has a beard. This one definitely looks much better, but I don't think it's better than the Hanzo Asashi design from this game. I think the bottom half of the design is the best part. For whatever reason, the pants and the details on that area really do it for me, and I do kind of wish it was included on a better, or I guess more traditional ninja looking sub design. At number 16, I have the Mortal Kombat X Cold Steel design, which is just the gold scorpion one we talked about last time, but blue now. So it has the same strengths and weaknesses, being a better version of the default with better colors, but also looking a little out of place being based on an action figure. At number 15, I have the Grandmaster Sub-Zero design from MK11. This one is basically just like the Hanzo Asashi Scorpion skin from this game, where it's just an unmasked version of the default with a few other minor differences. Not much to talk about here, that won't be discussed later, so let's move on. At number 14, I have the Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 design, which I believe is supposed to be Bi-Han. The UMK3 ninja look, as you guys know, isn't my favorite since it looks very superhero-y and unauthentic compared to the more traditional ninja design. And I think especially if this is Bi-Han, this design doesn't really fit. I always associate Bi-Han with a darker blue, and this design just doesn't really come across as threatening at all. At number 13, I have the original Mortal Kombat 9 Cyber Sub-Zero design. I don't understand why people hate Cyber Sub. I understand why you might be mad that he replaced Cyber Smoke, but I don't think that means you have to hate the concept of a Cyber Ninja Sub-Zero. That's awesome. But even besides the character himself, I think this is a great Cyber Sub-Zero design, especially for his first one. Do I wish it had more classic elements of the Cyber Ninjas? Yeah, for sure. But I personally prefer this to the other Cyber designs from MK9. I think the main reason is because of how much it leans into that Predator look, especially on the mask. The colors are also great. I like how they didn't just make it all blue, because I think that would look a little bit weird in my opinion. So they added some white and light gray, and that color combination has got to be one of the best. Also, technically this isn't a part of the design, but I love the huge Final Fantasy ice sword that he creates. I wish they brought that back in MKX for his moveset. At number 12, I have the Revenant design from MKX. A lot of people really like this design, and I have to agree. For a dark version of Sub-Zero that isn't Noob Saibot, it looks great. I do wish it was a bit more blue because I know a lot of people at first glance thought this was Smoke when he first appeared, but that's not a huge deal. I think the exposed hair look works weirdly well here, and I really like just the design of it and where every element is spaced out and how it integrates overall. If I were to make a Bi-Han Sub-Zero design, I would probably take this one as a base, give it a full mask with a hood and stuff, and obviously make his skin normal again, and I think that's the perfect Bi-Han design. At number 11, speaking of Bi-Han designs, I have the Mortal Kombat 1 design. I think this look definitely works better for Bi-Han than Kuai Liang or Scorpion. I really like the hair on this one, though again, I wish there was a fully masked version. But other than that, it's a simple design that I don't have issues with. It's a good color, good outfit. I just wish it was on a version of a character that wasn't absolute garbo. Cracking the top 10, we have the original 1992 Sub-Zero design. Yes. Huzzah. Number 10 design ranked. Let's go. Again, this is a nice, simple design that is just a ninja outfit that is blue. I do think it would have probably looked better with a darker blue though, since this is supposed to be Bi-Han, but I'm not going to give the game too much flack for that. But what else can I say? Classic design, the first one, and it's Bi-Han, so extra points for that. At number 9, I have a very similar design in the Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero design, which is also the MK4 design. This one is basically just the MK 1992 design with a tighter hood and more solid mask. The MK4 one also has the scar since it's Kuai Liang, and yeah, here it is at number 9, that's all I have to say. At number 8, I have the Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance alternate costume. This one was weirdly low on my first ranking of Sub-Zero designs, and I have no idea why, since it looks awesome. Maybe it has something to do with it being in Mortal Kombat 1 now, and it looks really cool in that game, so maybe that influenced my opinion in some way. This gave Sub-Zero his most iconic and unique mask to date, which most people recognize from MK9, but originated in this game. It also has the blue eyes, blue scar, icy arms, and a lot of design elements that would reoccur among other designs in the future, since this was kind of the first really complex and detailed Sub-Zero outfit. And it has the big dragon medallion front and center, which is a nice touch. Do wish it had a bit more to it though, maybe make it glowing with blue or give it a more noticeable decal. At number 7, I have the Mortal Kombat 11 default design. This one is really good. Firstly, I know a lot of people hate the mask with the pirate looking hood. I don't mind it too much, and I think we can all agree it's not as bad as Noob's hood from MK1 when it comes to looking like a pirate, but it is a negative of mine for this outfit. Other than that, it's all great. Again, blue, white, and gray has to be one of the best color combinations, and just like MK11 Scorpion, I like how traditional and ninja-like this design feels, even though, yes, Sub-Zero isn't a ninja, he's Lin Kuei, but that doesn't really matter. I also really love the minor detail of the Lin Kuei symbol as his, I don't know, arm bands, upper arm guards, I don't know, but they look cool. Again, no pun intended, I'm sorry for doing that again. At number 6, I have the Mortal Kombat 1 1995 movie design. This design is awesome, obviously partly because of nostalgia, but it also adds to the 1995 design in one major way that makes it even better, and that's the icy arms. A negative of the 1995 designs that I have are the weird, out-of-place hands. Usually these ninja designs have gloves or something, but their hands are just completely exposed and they look a little weird. The icy arms fix this though, and it just also looks awesome, and makes any Sub-Zero design 10 times better. Now, he doesn't have them all the time during gameplay, but I think they're there just enough to warrant including them as a part of the design. Now, onto the top 5, starting with the Mortal Kombat 9 default design. This one is just a great example of how to update a ninja design. It takes a little from the Deadly Alliance design, but most of it is just a modernization of that classic ninja look. It's very basic, doesn't include too much, but still conveys a lot and represents Kuai Liang very well, which is probably why they made it his design in MK Legends. Either that or because they had already used the MKX design, and MK Legends loves using the MKX designs. But yeah, when I look at this design, I see a character on a mission of justice, who's very prideful for his bloodline, but deep down, he's doing what he's doing out of love for his brother, which is basically what Kuai's character should be at this point, so they did a great job. A+. Yeah, thumbs up. Give yourself a star and a pat on the back. At number 4, I have the Mortal Kombat 2 design. I mean, it's the MK2 design, the first appearance of Kuai Liang, and somehow with a few minor changes, they make it feel like a completely different character with different morals and intimidation factor than the first game. And it's also just really cool to look at. I did it again. I'm sorry, alright? Cool is just a part of my language, alright? That's just something I say often. But the blue that they have here is really fitting for Kuai, and I like that a lot. Getting the bronze medal for sub designs is an outfit that I was very disrespectful to in my original ranking. I was kind of being a hater, not gonna lie. I just wanted to be different. At number 3, I have the Mortal Kombat Deception default outfit. Now, I still don't like this one as much as other people do. Most people would put this number 1, no questions asked. I don't think it's that good, so in a sense, it's still a bit overrated. But it is a great design, and the Shredder helmet is cool. I think it's especially good for where Kuai is at during MK Deception, with him being the Grandmaster that's at the peak of his powers, and the helmet feels like he's the king of the Cryomancers or something. I also really love the fur, even if it doesn't make too much sense because people wear fur to warm themselves and it's Sub-Zero. But screw it, it looks awesome. The mask looks cool too, and coupled with the white skin and white eyes, I think this is the best combination of those elements Sub has ever had, and yeah, it's really cool, and I shouldn't have been a hater. In second place, we have the MK vs. DC Sub-Zero. At first glance, just like Scorpion's design from this game, it looks just like his MK9 design, but in further inspection, you'll see why I have this one higher. It takes a lot more from his Deadly Alliance alternate with the blue eyes and scar, plus the icy arms that I wish they carried over into MK9, plus the actual design of the outfit as well is just better too. I wish this design got more credit because I feel a lot of people write it off thinking it's just the MK9 design rehashed or even a worse version of it, which I just cannot comprehend because this deserves to always be mentioned in at least the top 5 of every sub design ranking. But it's not quite the top spot because that still, and probably always will, belong to the Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks design. This design has got everything that I personally need in a Sub-Zero design. A simple but still detailed base outfit that takes a lot from the classic ninja look, a nice color of blue, a noticeable scar, white eyes, a great mask, this one being silver, which I love for Sub, and of course, the icy arms. The shoulder pads also look really cool, and I like how they add this chainmail under armor, which I'm pretty sure is the inspiration behind the sort of chainmail looking outfit that he has in the 2021 movie. Also, I can be happy that both Kuai Liang and Bihan have worn this outfit, so I don't have to feel bad not putting Bihan in the number 1 spot. But that's gonna do it for re-ranking all of Sub-Zero's designs. Let me know your ranking in the comments down below, and while you're down there, make sure to check out the links in the description to my merch store, Twitter, and Instagram. Also give this video a like to show your support, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to know when I next upload a video. With that being said, that's for this video, my fellow oddities. I'll see you next time. This outfit needs to come off.